that you're doing on purpose. Sing like a singing on key. Talk to the girl that intimidates you. Pretend that you're brilliant and charming. I said pretend that you're brilliant and charming. Hey!
Everybody, welcome in. Thanks for tuning in later with Jason Suel. So great to see you. So great to see Betsy as well. Thanks for hopping back on here.
Absolutely. I would not have missed it for the world.
Thank you. We love having you on. You always bring so much energy. Last time you brought us so much great food, and this time you're going to bring some great conversation as well. So let's get that started.
For sure.
You know, we're looking, it's 2025, and we're looking like a new year, new you, or New Year's, same old you with a twist.
Same old you with just a little lemon squeeze.
Yeah. What are you looking at, maybe a habit to pick up or to toss out in 2025?
Last year I decided that I was going to try to read a book a month.
And?
I didn't make it.
Okay. So you're going to re-up on that?
I'm bringing it back in. Bringing it back.
Yeah.
I am determined to get a book a month.
Hey, that's good.
The Fayetteville Library is amazing.
So challenge accepted, I think, for our viewing audience as well. The challenge has been thrown down. Read at least a book a month in 2025.
Absolutely, a book a month. Hey, we'll start a book club. Just email me.
Yeah, just email her. Okay, we got a great show lined up for you. The one and only Jacob Smith is joining us. Jacob is our movie expert. He's going to be breaking down the year that was 2024 and looking forward to some blockbusters coming our way in 2025. And in place of a music video, we've got something really special for you this evening. We're going to be looking back at the Lights of the Ozarks display. Our friends right here at Fayetteville Public Television did a great sort of recap and celebration of the Lights of the Ozarks. So we're going to have that wrapped up for you in our program. And then down there at our chef's table, we got the one and only Brandy Barnes. Hey, Brandy, what are we doing down there?
We are making a meat and cheese platter today.
Ooh, meat and cheese platter.
Love it.
3 of my favorite things.
Meat, cheese, and platters.
And platter. It's all wrapped up in the show. Stick around. We're going to keep having fun later. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Later with Jason Suel. We got Jacob Smith joining us. He's our film expert, movie guru, whatever you want to go by. Man, thank you for being here.
Of course. It's always a pleasure.
So we're kind of, the purpose, I guess, is to wrap up 2024 and then to look ahead a bit to 2025.
Yes. Coming off the Christmas release weekend, there's a bunch of big stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I know we have that Bob Dylan pick is out there now, the biopic with Timothy Chalamet.
Chalamet, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the man. Yeah, I mean, his mannerisms and his facial expressions are so much like Bob Dylan. It's crazy. I'm a big Bob Dylan fan, so his performance is just off the charts.
You know, we're kind of building up to award season as well, so maybe we can talk about some of those blockbusters that everyone was talking about, and then, like this biopic, things that the critics think are going to be on the list for nominees this year.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. This year, you know, there's always kind of that division between blockbusters and the Oscars.
Right.
They always kind of aren't able to sneak in there. But Wicked, you and I both, I know, that's no words needed.
Yeah.
But that movie made so much money, and I would consider it a blockbuster. Big budget, big production, and it's for sure going to get some
And that
nominations.
soundtrack was trending. It was like #1, you know, album for weeks and weeks.
I know.
So,
you should get in my car. That's all you would hear.
yeah, same.
Same in ours as well. That Wicked soundtrack has overtaken Hamilton, which has been there for years.
Oh.
Wicked is on top now.
Yep, absolutely, 100%. We can't wait. I mean, kind of flash forward to 2025, but part 2 is coming out.
Yes. So in the movie, the opening title specifically says part one, and they filmed them back to back, so you wouldn't have to wait long. So yeah, 2025, I believe, around the same time, fall, we're going to see Wicked Part 2, and I think it's going to be amazing.
How do you think that is for those actors? Because they have just done a big press tour for Wicked
Right.
Part 1, right? Knowing already that they have filmed the second part, and are they going to go back out and do equally as big a press tour for Part 2? What do you
I think so,
Yeah.
totally. And I know Ariana Grande came out and said it was a whirlwind. I think she was
Yeah.
exhausted, but
Yeah.
it's the business.
And if you've seen the musical, you know that kind of Act 2 is much shorter than Act 1, but I
Right.
read where Schwartz has actually written at least 2 new songs for
Yes.
the movie version. So
Yes.
it's kind of beefing it up maybe. And maybe he's got some bangers in there too. There's a lot of bangers in
maybe,
Act 1.
maybe
Yeah.
Lin-Manuel will sneak in there.
Yeah,
We don't
maybe.
know.
Who knows? Who knows? We love Lin-Manuel. Okay, so that's one you think is going to be up for award contention. Throwing it all the way back, one of my favorites of this year was Dune Part 2, which came out
Yes.
way back in March of
I
2024.
know, crazy. So long ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's getting some buzz for sure. I think the Critics' Choice and Golden Globes, it racked up some nominations.
Yeah.
So our man Timothy, he may
Yeah,
be
he's
back.
back in there. Did you see that one as well, Betsy?
I saw that one. Speaking of movies that they took a long break between filming,
Yeah.
it's going to be a while before we get to finish that one up completely as well.
true.
But you know, Timmy from one to Timmy to the other, very different feel. But Dune was an awesome one.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to see in the cinema. We saw that one on IMAX.
Oh, yeah.
because just
I did too.
just
Definitely the
cinematic.
way to
I
go.
did too.
Beautiful. What else did we have come out this summer, spring that we're looking at?
Well, actually, when I was with all three of you guys before, we talked about Deadpool and Wolverine.
That's
Our
it.
friends at Marvel Studios made a killing at the box office, and I really liked it.
Slashed it.
Right?
Yeah.
Those 3 claws from
Yeah.
Wolverine. Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great. It was just a blast. And, you know, our friends at Marvel, they're kind of picking up steam again. I think that was the lifeline that they needed, you know.
I do think that they needed a kind of a quick jolt of energy because they kind of grown stale. I don't
They
know. Would
had.
you agree?
They had Endgame was kind of this, you know, grand finale. It was like amazing, probably my favorite one. And then like it's hard to top that, you know.
Right.
So you just they gotta be patient with the audience and just
Sure.
win us back, which I think they're doing.
I was just kind of surprised that this one came out on Disney Plus. First of all, as quickly as it did, but
Yeah.
second of all, I mean, it's a pretty hardcore R-rated movie.
Right,
And you
right.
can see it on Disney Plus right now.
Yeah, and Disney has said ever since Deadpool joined the MCU, they're not going to mess with his style. You know, he has a filthy mouth. They're not going to try to change it.
Yeah.
They're going to keep it how it is. And
Yeah.
I think they're bringing in those Fox titles to Disney Plus, and with that comes some more, you know, adult-friendly content.
Looking forward maybe to 2020. Any other big ones that we missed in 2024 we need to talk about?
Yeah, well, 2024, no, I mean, those are the heavy hitters for sure.
Okay, good. All right, then. Let's forecast. What does it
Okay.
look like in 2025?
Yeah, well, I was looking over a list backstage, and it is going to be the year of sequels, it seems
Okay.
like. So,
Seems like that's
right.
in perpetuity. Every year
I
is the
know.
year of sequels.
So again, I think our friends at Marvel are picking up steam. I think in February or January, February, we had the new Captain America.
That's right.
Now that's going to be good. And then one I'm really excited about, we were talking about Mr. Pedro Pascal, the Fantastic Four movie.
Sure, yeah, I'm excited for them to reboot that again,
I am
and I
too.
hope they get it right this time.
I think they will. I like the cast. I like the director.
Sure.
Should be good. And then our friend Mr. Tom Cruise, he's kind of kicking off the summer blockbuster, as he always does.
Sure.
With the new Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning.
Do you
That's
think this is the final?
I don't know. So apparently the studio wants to market it that way to get more audiences to come
Sure.
because I think it has a gigantic budget because it was delayed and COVID and all
Right.
this stuff. But Tom Cruise apparently does not want to make a
it.
public goodbye.
Okay.
He wants to just do it on his own terms.
Okay.
But it
Pulling
is
a Tom Brady. He's not actually going
That
to
sounds
retire.
familiar,
Toms,
right?
The Toms.
Yeah. And then one movie that people may be forgetting on Netflix is the new Knives Out movie. It's the
Oh.
3rd entry.
Okay, I
Yeah,
didn't
that'll
even
be
realize
coming
that.
out.
Yeah.
It's called Wake Up Dead Man.
Okay.
And Daniel Craig is back as Benoit Blanc,
Yes.
here to solve another murder.
Yeah.
Great cast. I can't go through all the names right now.
Yes,
But,
too many. They're always such an ensemble of Hollywood A-listers.
right.
And then switching gears in the comic world, it's a bird, it's a plane. Superman,
Yes, yes. 2025, James Gunn is taking over as the head of DC Studios. It's called the DCU now. And he's going to be writing and directing that one. And I don't think James Gunn has missed, in my
right?
opinion.
He's
so
made some great ones.
I think it'll be good. The trailer should be coming soon.
So do you think we're looking good, set up good to see some, even though they're sequels, but set up well in 2025?
I do. You know, we're always going to get those awards contenders that will come out in the second half of 2025. But all the sequels I saw are good ones that I would watch. So you can't complain.
And if you didn't know, Jacob goes to see all these blockbusters right before the rest of us do.
I know.
He always goes to an early screening, so he knows all the good stuff. So grab yourself a bucket of popcorn, head to a movie theater near you, and check out some great films this upcoming year. And sit back and relax for award season. Jacob, thanks for joining us. Appreciate seeing you as always. Stick around. We got more happening later. Everybody, we're down here at the chef's table with Chef Brandy Barnes joining us. Okay, this spread looks awesome.
Thank you.
Yes, but before we get to the food, can we talk about this platter right here?
Yes, we absolutely can. This is a really special platter. I worked at the Sweet Freedom Cheese Shop for about 2 years, just before it recently closed. And one of my very good artist friends decided to make me a charcuterie platter to plate all of my favorite meats and cheeses on, and she made it especially for me. Her name is Shay Anderson.
Shout out to you, Shay.
Yes, we were so proud of you. You did amazing, and I constantly use this all the time. So I brought it along today because it looks absolutely amazing.
It is gorgeous.
Stunning, stunning. Okay, what kind of food are we gonna put on here? Cover up that design.
Yeah, exactly. We enjoyed it, and now we're gonna cover it up. So I, like I said, I worked at the Sweet Freedom Cheese Shop for about 2 years, and we were doing cheese and meat boards all the time. If it has both cheese and a meat on it, it is called a charcuterie platter.
Yeah.
That is an often abused word in cheese land.
Okay, so it needs both meat and cheese to be technically. What if it has fruit or nuts or all that stuff?
Well, then it can also be
okay.
Yeah,
But if it just has
as
cheese,
it has meat and cheese.
yeah.
in
If it just has cheese, it's a cheese board.
got it.
it? Okay.
And charcuterie actually directly refers to cured meats like salamis and also big prosciutto legs and any sort of
But if it
muscle.
just has meat on it, it's my dinner. That's what it's called, right?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So yeah, we'll just get started with the meat.
Okay.
I did bring along a Finocchiona salami that
say
has
that 3 times
I
fast.
know,
Yeah,
right?
Finocchione salami. Yeah.
You did great. It's really fun to work along with these salamis. You want to cut it like fairly thin if you get it in a whole piece, and then you can kind of mess with it just a little bit, either kind of folding it like a little flower.
Yeah, beautiful.
Little origami piece just right there.
Wouldn't have even thought of that.
Yeah.
in 100 years.
So I brought 3 different types of cheeses for me. That's a really good formula for building a cheese and meat board. Go with a fresher cheese, something that's a little bit harder, like a cheddar here, and then I always like a Gouda, and this is actually a truffle Gouda, which I love.
You put the
Truffle
word
Gouda.
truffle in
I know.
something.
I know.
I'm in.
And the price goes up $3.
And the price
Absolutely.
goes away.
Well, it is, New Year's food, so you want to
That's right.
impress
It's a
everybody.
special occasion.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with the fresh cheese. So I created a little thing called a quenelle just here, which you can do very easily at home. You just need 2 spoons, and then you just need to sort of push them together just like this.
She
so you're
says I can do
pressing.
this
I know.
easily.
You can do it, I swear.
So when do you know that it's done? You kind of
Yeah.
press it into a certain shape?
Yeah, when it looks like this, when it looks like a nice little oval shape,
Okay.
and then you can sort of just put it right there, and it'll come right out for
Okay.
you.
Perfect.
And
Love
then,
it.
yeah, it's super yummy. And then the next cheese that we have is going to be a Vermont cheddar style cheese. I created the shape, which I'm not kidding, is called a rustic nugget.
Rustic nugget.
Love the rustic nuggets.
Yes.
Everyone loves a good rustic nugget.
Everybody does. Everybody.
Probably my favorite cheese shape to talk about.
Okay.
It's very easy to make too. You just get your knife and sort of, create a rustic
Create
nugget.
a rustic nugget.
rustic
Whatever that means to you, that's what you
That's
have.
what you got.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, so now you're kind of shoring the meat in
Yes,
with the cheeses.
shoring
I see.
the meat in
Yeah.
here. And I do like to create sometimes a little bit of space between my cheeses as well, because that means when we get to this part, we
Right.
can fill in all
Fill
the
in,
blanks.
fill in the gaps. Yeah.
And then I already cut my Gouda here. It's very easy to cut these into triangles. I think that's always kind of a nice, fun little shape to be working
Yeah.
with.
Making
And
a cheese boat
yeah.
going around, cheese wave.
Oh, I like that. Cheese wave,
Yeah.
getting caught up in the tsunami of dairy.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can create like this nice little shape just right here. And I would say a really big tip to share with people when they're making cheese boards that don't have things sectioned off
Yes.
is you want everything to feel very full
Okay.
and look very bountiful. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna fill in all of those nice little spaces
Right, because you got plenty of other stuff here to
with
fill in with.
everything else. So I always like starting with my pickles
Okay.
and then also if I have any fresh fruit.
So this is pickled okra that
Yes.
you're putting it in for us today.
Yes, this is pickled okra. And so this is something that the executive sous chef at Conifer made, and I am absolutely obsessed with it.
Okay.
Smell coming off of that.
It's so
Yeah.
incredible.
Amazing.
And I brought along some chocolate because
Yeah.
I always like something a little bit sweeter. And as far as like your pairings go on your plate too, that's something that you can totally think
Sure.
about.
It's still in the dairy family also.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. So I was just trying to keep it, cohesive.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
And I always like to say, kind of think sweet with sweeter cheese, savory with savory cheeses.
Okay.
Okay.
So with the goat cheese, kind of a blank canvas goes really well with the chocolate. And cheddar, pineapple, really nice together. Pork and pineapple, really nice together. The Gouda and the pineapple. And then we sort of have this where you can go sweet or savory.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
so
see what you've done.
yeah. It's kind of
good.
like a secret science.
Yeah, I love it.
A little bit.
You got some sauerkraut.
I do
as
have
well.
some sauerkraut.
Okay.
I was actually on this show a while ago.
You were. We were doing something about kraut, were we?
We were doing something about fermentation.
Fermentation.
So I absolutely cannot have any sort of cheese or meat board without shouting out to my one and only love,
Your
fermentation.
one and only love
I
for
feel like
fermentation.
sauerkraut is an underrated condiment.
And
Yes.
an underused item on a charcuterie board.
Yes. You don't
Absolutely.
think about putting it on there. Sauerkraut can really elevate a lot of things.
So good. Yeah, it's so lovely. And you can get any fermented thing that you would like. I would say more pickles the better. as
More
far as
pickles
I'm
the better.
concerned.
Yeah.
Love a good pickle.
Who doesn't? Well,
Okay.
some people do. So
Yeah, it's
I
true,
should-
it's
I
true.
shouldn't speak too soon. All right, and then I have some smoked trout roe just right here. A little bit of this goes a long way. And I always think, I brought this along with me today because I think that this is definitely more of a luxury food. And if we're talking New Year's, like,
Yeah. Step it up.
We want to step it up just a little bit.
Yeah.
I also find that putting this in a little section kind of by itself,
Myself.
just right here, kind of makes it stand out to the eye as something a little bit more special.
Yeah.
And I could see how that could easily, as people are trying to get some, it could
Yeah.
How do you
Yes.
how do you get this out? Do you have a tiny spoon? Do you use
I
a
would
toothpick?
recommend getting a little
Just
spoon.
as
Yeah.
small
Okay, or do you just throw it back like a shot?
Oh, you could if
mean-
you wanted
I mean,
to.
this does make me think I should have some mezcal in.
Yeah.
I mean, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the entire
Right?
world. I'm pretty sure this is actually a tea set, and I meant for like tiny shots of tea, but I
There
just
you
thought
go.
it looked so good
Oh
on
my gosh,
here.
it's
Look how
same
small
color
those
family. I
are.
love it.
Yes,
And then you also
exactly.
have some nuts and
Yes.
some
What
of
is
this
this?
goop.
This
Yes,
sounds
some of-
real. This looks really interesting.
This is a savory cherry chutney.
Oh, I love
Okay.
chutney.
So I'm just gonna put that just
Put it right on there.
Yeah, just right in there. Oop. And if you get a little mess
If you get
here,
a nugget on there, it's okay.
It's okay.
okay.
It's not the end
It's
of the
rest-
world. And yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Now you're getting the idea. And you can always get a bunch of different types of jams, a bunch of different types of anything to go on here.
Sure.
Just fill in those blanks with that.
Beautiful
you're done.
presentation there. Yeah, thank you for bringing this. You know what I think we should do is on the side of this break, let's try some of that food because it is going to
Oh,
be
yeah.
screaming at us.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm gonna need some
definitely.
more of those
Yeah.
almonds.
Same. Stick around. We got more fun happening later. Yes, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Later with Jason Suel. Remember, you can find us out there on your social media platforms or send us an email over at laterwithjasonsewell.com. And before we get out of here, we've got to thank all of our amazing guests, including the one and only Jacob Smith, joining us to talk about movies. Fantastic. And how about this charcuterie from Chef Brandy Barnes? Thanks for being here, Brandy. And then we had that special treat, looking back at Lights of the Ozarks in 2024. What a treat for us by Fayetteville Public Television. And I got to thank Betsy always for joining me on the show. Thanks for
Love
being here,
it.
Betsy.
So glad I got to be here.
Yeah, because we got to eat that.
got to eat.
Let's eat some of this as we go to the credits. That's our show. We'll see you later, alligator.
Wow, crocodile.
Yeah, get in there.